It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land. The Lord Jesus Christ moves me in such ways, it's almost incredible. A miracle every day as I see it. And if you can look at our stage today, we did something spectacular to kind of show the efforts of Scott Lebedo, our Staten Island brother, who's a favorite at the warehouse. He comes here so many times. And I sent this to him. He says, don't put no heels on there. So I hope Kevin's not wearing his heels today.
He said he would take his shoes off, Kevin, to walk in. It's almost like a swimming pool here. I love it.
It is. It reminded me of the monkeys. Remember the monkeys?
I do.
And they were in a cereal bowl, so I had this idea to like build this up. This is a 30-foot by, I'm going to say 60-foot banner of Scott Lebedo's interpretation of Nancy Pelosi. And as you can see, there she is in her beautifully done face. And she's tearing up the Constitution, just like she did behind Donald Trump with his speech, which was really a crime. Midnight. Did you know that? Midnight from later tonight. He's over there. That's a crime. She should have gone to jail for that alone. Right, Luke?
Right, I agree.
Yeah, well, Luke, he's a good man like that. Luke the Nuke is our DJ. He's here today to help us out. And right next to Luke, we got the incredible Kevin Downey Jr., Dressed for Success. Kevin, I seen you last night on 6B. I'm telling you, you're like the star of that show.
Thank you. You're very kind, Joe. I do what I can. I'm a humble servant of the people.
Yes, you are, Kevin, and you are humble. I love the way you got your head on with the work that you're doing towards saving America and every effort that you do. I commend you.
Thank you.
And, of course, my handsome, identical twin brother, John. I always say he's handsome because we are identical.
Yes, we try to trick you once in a while with the April Fools. And anyway, this is an amazing setup here, too. I kind of like it. I think this is over the top. And when she was ripping up, she wasn't ripping up the Constitution. She was ripping up Trump's address to the nation.
Correct.
Right? His, address to the nation. How disrespectful is that, man? How separating is of us all, right?
No respect whatsoever.
And she had to get it going like a little bit at a while. You can see her like doing this because she knew she couldn't do it in one fell swoop. So she got it all like torn up already so she could go because she didn't have the strength to rip up a bunch of pieces of paper.
Right. She has no strength at all. That's for sure. Not for the American people. And I also we have somebody really spectacular on the show today. I met her a few weeks ago we was just outside of Pittsburgh. I forgot the town we were at, but she is. Let me tell you what I found from her as my writers wrote this beautiful introduction over. Chatty Annie. And Chatty Annie's between me and John today on this show as a guest, is a public commentator, content creator, and January 6th defendant who has spoken publicly about her firsthand experience surrounding January 6th and its aftermath. She said she was deeply involved in Republican politics and worked on the Trump campaign efforts before January 6th. Following January 6th, Annie served approximately 1 year in jail. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. And later received the presidential pardon while nearing the end of federal probation. She has since rebuilt her online presence, have returned to political commentary, including hosting her own programming and speaking openly about the personal consequences of her January 6th. Our special guest today, Chatty Annie, a January 6th defendant who lived through the investigation, prosecution, incarceration firsthand. Today, she's here to tell her story and discuss the questions she believes still haven't been answered about January 6th. Chatty Annie, welcome to the America First Warehouse podcast and the media and television to our network. We love you. How you doing?
I love you so much, Joe. I love all of you guys. You guys are amazing. When I saw Lego Man come up there, I was like, you have to take me. You have to take me because I just think what you're doing is so phenomenal. And your love for this country, your entrepreneurial spirit, all of those things, I just admire. And the fact that you have been helping J6ers, I mean, it's really something.
It's a call, and I never thought that would be I would be doing this. I was just a hardworking man my whole life. But we are here today to bring some some truths out that I believe, certainly regarding Nancy Pelosi and the piece that we're all sitting on right now. I do want to point out also Scott Lebedo has a few pieces behind us. Directly above me is the 9/11 piece that Scott did 10 days. It took him 10 days to do it. He locked himself in his garage. I call it a garage. He said it's a small warehouse. I don't know why. But he locked himself in and he painted Rudy Giuliani coming in on a horse. And behind that piece is huge. It's not as big as the flag he did in D.C. But behind him also is the 2016 President Trump holding his arms. Tom Holman brought it to Mar-a-Lago for us, Johnny, remember?
Yep.
And got it signed by Donald Trump. And then we have the one we did here at the warehouse to raise some money for Rudy Giuliani, and then a private piece that I have. But also next to Trump is the artwork, Chatty, of President Biden when he was in charge and locked you guys up. And it's really the picture of an empty suit. And Scott Lebedo nailed it. He's a great friend of the audit of the warehouse, and he really is a J6er. This piece that we're sitting on was actually down there on January 6th to protest, peacefully protest, and it was spread out on the staircase at the Lincoln Memorial. I don't know if you were aware of that. And that's when the shots were fired and all the attention went to the Capitol. They rolled up the piece. It never really got the look-see that it should have gotten. And hopefully today we are doing a little bit of justice and letting all our friends see it. All right, so there's Scott, and I covered everything that he did. Rudy Giuliani loves him. I got the introduction for Chatty. All right, here we go right to the business, Chatty Annie. Where were you on January 6th, and what do you remember most?
Okay, so I was at the Ellipse. I remember, well, we woke up about 4 a.m. that day, and we started, like just gathering, and I'm not gonna lie, everybody was kind of drinking, having a good time. We stood in line for a long time to get in. I sat next to Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy at the Ellipse, so that was pretty cool. And Bryson Gray? He was there. There was just a bunch of patriots. It was a great time. We had a great time at the Ellipse. The atmosphere was phenomenal. Everybody was in good spirits. I originally went down just to support the movement one more time. I was devastated over the election results. Obviously, President Trump rallied us to come down. He asked us to come down and march down, to the Capitol building and that sort of thing. So that's what we did. And I wanted to see the sitting president one last time. I felt a deep sense of loyalty to him. And so that's what I did. After the Ellipse, me and my group had left a couple of minutes early to run back to our hotel and, get something to eat and use the restrooms and things of that nature. We had heard that the Capitol had already been infiltrated. So I was not present when, the barrier and all the people were being waved in. When I had got there, everybody was already inside and the windows were smashed and everything. But I was on the west side of the Capitol. I was, by all that scaffolding originally. A member of my group, his uncle, who had been like in his 70s, had decided to start climbing up the building. And so our group kind of went after him to protect him and make sure that he was okay. Once I was up there, we were kind of like gridlocked. We couldn't move. As it turns out, there's several patriots and J6ers that were indicted, for that day that we all wound up in the same conference room. So my total involvement that day was I crawled through a window that had previously already been broken. Turns out it was broken by Shane Jenkins. And Lego Man was in the very same conference room that I happened to be in. And I chanted, "Whose house? Our house," for about a minute long. And then I climbed back out. And honestly, Joe, the reason why I crawled through the window is because we were having rubber bullets shot at us. We were being tear gassed. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't see. And I was pissed off. I live streamed the event from Facebook. And that is what led to my indictment.
Wow. Unbelievable. Because, people really think that you guys planned all of this out. Kevin, you allegedly were down there.
I was allegedly there. First of all, Annie, don't you dare be prettier than I am in this room again, all right? This is my home. I'm the pretty boy here.
He's reading Luke's lines.
So, yeah, I was allegedly there. I was not arrested. What I wanted to ask you was, did you have money for a lawyer, or did you use the free lawyer that was possibly working with the prosecutor to send you to prison?
So, funny story is I actually had some money for an attorney. I put a retainer down and I wound up not going with the guy. And then I was appointed a public defender. So I wound up with a public defender, a blue-haired liberal from Washington, D.C., who absolutely was working with them to have me incarcerated. She told me that I would receive no jail time, and I did.
Yep. So our friend Sarah, Tambourine Sarah, same thing. She got the federal defendant lawyer, and she said this idiot was working with the prosecutors to make sure they sent her to jail. Former NYPD, they were out together, and she had a tambourine. Somehow that was worth an extra month or two in jail. I think I absolutely, thank you for answering. I fully believe the prosecutors were working with your lawyer and any free lawyer that the feds offered.
I believe they're not public defenders. They were public pretenders.
Yeah.
And they really set you up. Every one of you up. We're going to be going to a break here, Chatty, but I know that Johnny has some questions and Luke has some questions. We want to come back and we want to talk about the security failures that day. And thank you. Stick around, please. Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse. Most patriotic venue in all the land. I've been there, I looked, I tried to see. Here I am in New York City, watching a nice sunrise. Not really. I'm in the warehouse. I'm telling you about a conservative organization, not the AARP loser, the left wing, forget about it. This is where you need to be. You get everything conservative menus. America.us/TAFW.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent. But the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Hey Patriots, we're excited to bring to you Sugar Creek Goods, all natural quality skincare products brought to you by great patriots like we are here. That's why we brought this into the America First Warehouse. All these great natural products are amazing, and you can get them on our website and go right to www.sugarcreekgoods.com/TAFW. These are phenomenal products. I love them all. And this one right here is for Patriot Pup. Thank you so much for supporting us.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
My goodness gracious, thank you, Jesus. Lord, we're back at the warehouse. We have Chatty Annie on, our January 6th friend, another one that was taken by the government and her life was turned upside down. I know, Luca, you have a question for Chatty Annie?
Yeah, what do you remember about that about January 6th.
What do you remember the most about January 6th day?
There were the thing that sticks out the most in my mind was at the time we didn't know that it was rubber bullets. We thought that the National Guard and the Capitol Police were shooting at us. And I watched a woman get shot like right in the center of her chest. And she fell backwards. I mean, it knocked the wind out of her and she started bleeding from her mouth and her nose and dropped to the ground.
Wow.
So it was horrifying. And I just remember sitting at the top of, like, I was right near the tunnel on the west side. And I remember sitting there saying, there's women and kids out here. What are you doing? And towards the end, after President Trump told us all to go home, climbing down, I needed assistance. I couldn't see because we had been tear gassed so badly. So there was a really nice gentleman that helped me climb down. He carried me down. And then there was a line. I couldn't see them very well because, again, I couldn't see. There was a line of, I don't know if they were National Guard or who they were, but they all had shields and they were protected in complete armor. And they were sitting there with batons just shielding. And everybody kind of like fell to their knees and were screaming Nazis. And that just really kept replaying in my mind the past 5 years, those couple experiences.
That's horrifying. Johnny boy, you've been working on a question for Chatty.
You know what's horrifying is to find out that you wind up spending a year in jail over this. I know I'm reading Robert Morse's book, The Lego Man, and his feelings that he was going through, knowing that they were coming for him, knowing that one day he would be arrested. What was your situation? Did you know you were going to, and how were you feeling knowing that you were going to be in trouble and incarcerated?
Good question.
I knew the next day because there was a friend that worked closely. He didn't work for the Trump campaign, but he was friends with Eric. And he called me and said, get out of DC. They're using facial recognition. I don't know if you went in. I don't want to know if you went in, but just get the hell out because you won't be able to get out if you don't do so now. So I told myself, like, on the ride home, I was the driver. I drove down 3 other individuals. I told myself on the way home, I'm not going to tell anybody other than who I already told that I went inside because I don't want to incriminate anybody or put them in a position. So it was a very lonely time for me. And then the next day, I was in this group chat that I had been removed from on Facebook, and I was reaching out to people and nobody was responding to me. And these were other conservatives. These were MAGA people. These were people that I had worked closely with for a year, and they were just ignoring me. And as it turns out, one of the individuals that I drove down literally turned me in the next day. The grand jury trial that was held against me was held the very same week. I believe it was January 9th, something like that. And my indictment came March 8th, and the arrest warrant was executed March 12th. But when I tell you, I went from the bed to the couch to the floor to the bed to the couch for about 3 weeks, turned off all the news, stayed off of social media, just felt completely abandoned by everyone. It was the most horrifying and lonely feeling that I've ever experienced in my life. And, you know, I really left there with the mentality, like, I'm going to sue the FBI. I'm going to do all these things. This was so wrong. And then for them to twist everything that had happened that day, it just felt so surreal. Like, I felt like I was in a nightmare. Like, I was questioning reality. But I did know to some degree that they were coming for me. They put a data tap, some sort of tap on my phone, which I wasn't even aware of. So I was trying to do something in my car and I couldn't do anything but text or call people. None of my apps were working. Didn't matter if I was connected to Wi-Fi. I wound up going to AT&T and saying, what the hell is wrong with my phone? And they said, we've never seen anything like this. They said either somebody hacked your stuff, which at the time I had a concern because I just got out of a relationship with this man that worked for the NSA. He was a lingual something. And I thought maybe because I broke up with him, he hacked my phone. I really didn't know. My text messages that I was sending out were being intercepted. And then the person that I was sending it to wouldn't get it for 2, 3 days. So basically what happened was AT&T told me, we've never seen anything like this. Please either like just do a factory reset if you want your phone to work correctly, see if that helps. If not, we'll do an insurance claim. And I'm like, all right, fine, cool. So I did the factory reset. I backed up my data to the cloud, and I had a conversation with my father about it. And my father had concerns about the man that I was dating. Would you know that the media twisted that and said that my father had told me, like basically tried to incriminate him, that he was saying, don't back it up to the cloud, and they accused my father of telling me to delete all of my data. And they made articles upon articles about it.
But how did you serve just 1 year when a lot of people serve 4?
So I wasn't, I didn't do anything other than record the video. I was given a unique sentence, Joe, because I had a custody situation going on, and in the long run, it actually hurt me. So the time frame was spread out over a year, and I had to report the 1st through the 10th of every month. So I was ripped out of society every 20 days, which actually led to my downfall ultimately, because I lost 2 properties. I couldn't pay for them. They took all my devices. I owned a business at the time doing graphic design work. That's how I got involved in all this stuff, is I was doing websites, buttons, yard signs, all that kind of stuff for the Republican Party in Pennsylvania and local candidates. And so, you know, after the indictment, I tried to sign up for rideshare programs and things of that nature to supplement my income and just make it. And they all blackballed me. They said that I was a domestic terrorist. They told me I could never join their platform ever. eBay, all the platforms, YouTube, they all, you know, kicked me off. I was monetized at the time. I had a pretty large following. And so I had no income whatsoever.
Wow.
So yeah, I wound up doing a year, but it was spread out. It was every 20 days I had to report, and I was put in solitary every time.
I can't get over it. Every person that I talk to, every new person that I talk to that was involved where the government destroyed their lives like they did to you. And it's amazing to me, because the fact alone that none of you knew anybody, there was no coordination between you to say, hey, meet me here, or let's build a Lego studio and figure this out. I believe very strongly that January 6th could have been prevented. I believe very strongly that January 6th could have prevented with better security. What do you think, Chatty?
Absolutely. And real quick before I answer that, I just want to say one thing, and this is how I know that God is very real. There's a part of Revelations that talks about some of you will be put into prison for 10 days. And it's, Joe, I'm the only person that was ever sentenced to 10 days of intermittent confinement in United States history. You could look it up. So I read that when I was incarcerated and in solitary by myself, and it took my breath away. And it said, stay faithful and you will receive the crown of life. And as I said, I just met Lego and Shane this past year and a half. And as it turns out, we were all in the same conference room. Shane broke the window. So I almost feel as if God was aligning us to meet later in life and do what we're doing now to help save this country. In terms of it being prevented, I remember after Donald Trump made the call for us to come, there were several warnings to every 3-letter agency. And I know that Nancy Pelosi herself declined the National Guard. I also was told that she understaffed that day intentionally. And they talk about the barriers around the Capitol. There were no barriers. There were bike rails. We've all seen the footage. They moved it. They waved everybody in.
Unbelievable. Kevin, I know you got something on your mind. We got a minute and a half. Start your question. We're not letting Chatty go. She'll be back after the break, too, but we got a minute and a half, Kev.
All right, let me ask you this. Was there any point when you realized that something was a little wonky? For instance, when I was walking towards the Capitol, I found myself in a parking lot, and I thought, why is there no fence around a parking lot right outside the Capitol? And I thought, oh, that's weird. But I didn't put two and two together. I didn't know there were 274 FBI assets in there getting everyone all riled up. Was there any point where you thought, uh-oh, this is a lobster trap?
You know, something felt off. I felt, like I said, when we were at the Ellipse, everybody was just very positive. It was a great vibe.
Yeah.
You know, there was no hatred. Nobody was angry. It was just kind of like a humbling experience. You know, everybody was there, and it was kind of sombering. As we started walking away, and Mike Pence said that he was going to certify the election, that's when I felt the atmosphere shift, and then I started seeing a lot of agitators. And I know this sounds weird, and I don't know how I knew, but I knew that day I was able to kind of identify, like, that's not really a MAGA person. That must be Antifa or somebody else. Like,
Right.
I was able to kind of, like, see who was creating the havoc and chaos.
It's like Kevin's gaydar. He can recognize it right away. Chatty, we're going to a quick break. We'll be right back with you.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic place in all the land. Hey, I'm here getting cleansed up. You know why? Because Sugar Creek Goods is a great place by patriots, making patriot soaps, making me smell nice. And that's what's nice. Who wants to go down the street and smell of somebody bad in New York City? Hey, by the way, what's this thing for?
250 years ago, a nation was born. Built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
You know what is more disappointing than Gino Bisconte, everyone?
My sex life?
No, bad cell service. Let's make fun of Gino. Oh, wait, he's here.
Well, speaking of the opposite of his sex life, these people have towers that are huge and they're everywhere. And while you're traveling, you can use these huge towers. PatriotMobile.com/, it bends to the right, I don't have to tell you, TAFW. And then you can talk about me behind my back.
Patriotic people doing patriotic things.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Agara coffee. Why? Because it increases focus.
This is T-Mac, the Patriot, and I love Patriot products like Sugar Creek Goods. Check it out today on our website.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Hey, we're back here at the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land, and we are deep diving into January 6th with a first-hand, knowledgeable prisoner of this incredible January 6th event that happened, this lobster trap, in my opinion, was created 100% by Nancy Pelosi. And I'm going to tell you some facts here, and then we can go into an open discussion about it. Simple talking points. She was the Speaker of the House. She was responsible for the security of that House at all times. Pelosi herself acknowledged responsibility in her little automobile with her daughter, who was filming at the time the event, so she can create the history that she was looking to take care of. And she directly says on camera, "I take responsibility for this." Why wasn't security stronger before January 6th? You know, a bipartisan Senate investigation later found major intelligence planning, Capitol Police, and National Guard response failures. Why didn't the January 6th committee focus more heavily on those security failures? And the big question for Annie, Pelosi said on camera she took responsibility. What exactly do you believe she should have done differently on January 6th?
Almost everything. The fact that her daughter was there filming a documentary is insane to me, which I didn't learn until later. They should have heeded the warnings from the three-letter agencies. They should have staffed correctly. There's so many different things. She should have accepted the National Guard. They wanted it to happen, plain and simple. They wanted it to happen. It was the perfect storm. We were locked into our houses. Most people were suffering financially. People had to close their businesses. We were being told not to go out to eat or we'll kill your grandmother, okay? Meanwhile, they're all living it up, profiting off of the pandemic, and we were pissed off. Plain and simple. They wanted it to happen. They could have put policies and procedures in place. They could have staffed the Capitol police officers correctly. They could have had a National Guard there. They wanted to paint it look like Donald Trump was some dictator, that we were an angry mob cult, and they wanted to ensure that he would never be reelected ever again.
I'm telling you, they were so detailed and such a bunch of baloney. And here's the fact that I know for sure, and my biased writer over here says, you shouldn't really say this, but I'm going to say it right now. Nancy Pelosi personally rejected Trump's offer of 10,000 National Guard troops. Be careful, Joe. There's some discrepancies about that. I'm going to tell you firsthand, because Kash Patel and McCarthy were in the room when Trump demanded we need 10,000 troops into Washington, D.C. days before it went directly to her. So therefore, she neglected to do that. Her and Bowser both rejected that. So this is not a lie. This is the truth. Johnny?
Well, I don't like to put all our eggs in one basket, because the evilest person, this Nancy Pelosi, is terrible. But there were other people involved in it, too. Like another scum of the earth was Raskin. So Raskin was on the committee, and he had bribed the other committee people and paid them so that they stayed on point and kept the lie going, you know. And that's all going to come down, because I heard, too, that the Attorney General is going to be looking into that as well. So I think that they're going to have the same anxiety that you guys had, knowing someday that they're going to be arrested, too. I sure hope so.
Yeah, but I want to see it, man. I really do. I want to see it for Chatty. I want to see it for all of these people that were so innocent and what they did to them. Anybody else over there want to chime in?
It's just painful to be accused of something that you aren't. All those people, like she had mentioned, too, are, you know, grandparents and children with, you know, chairs and flags. There was nobody with armed or any intent on doing hurt. They hurt so many people, and it's going to be rounded up, and they're going to wind up paying for it. Like I said, I hope they're all going through the same anxiety that every J6er went through, knowing that one day they were coming after you for doing nothing wrong other than standing up for your rights.
Chatty, you think that's going to happen?
Unfortunately, due to the fact that they've all been given unconditional pardons, I don't think we're going to see any arrests. But the thing that I struggle with the most, Joe, is I ask myself every day, what was the number one motive that caused them to do this? And I struggled with the Epstein files. I struggled with Ukraine. You know, what was so important that they were willing to not only destroy Donald Trump's legacy, life, career, livelihood, but also over 1,500 people's? What was so important? What is it, because they didn't want to be exposed? Like, that's what I struggle with most, is what was worth doing that to American patriots, people that actually, there were so many veterans that served and went to war for this country, and they just don't care. What are they, that these are the things that go through my mind. Are they that selfish? What is it that they were trying to protect?
Themselves.
Kevin, I know you're biting at the bit over here.
I am. You know what I think, Annie? I think the deep state said we can't have another guy like Trump coming in and messing up our little party. So we're going to punish him. We're going to punish his followers. I think they're evil. I think they're a bunch of savages. And they thought, we're going to make an example of this man. And then when that didn't work, when he came back to run again, remember, they tried to imprison him. They tried to bankrupt him. Then they tried to assassinate him. They'll stop at nothing. Remember, these are people that were laughing as people like you and I were waiting up till 7 a.m. every morning in our clothes to make sure we didn't get raided while we're sleeping naked or anything like that. I think they're a bunch of animals. I'm very happy to see that the DOJ fired a bunch of the prosecutors. I thought that was hilarious. I think it's great that Kash Patel fired a bunch of his agents. You know, the ones, even not only the ones involved in J6, but the ones taking a knee for George Floyd. I think, that gives me a lot of hope that by the time Trump leaves, hopefully, the Republican wins again, because it's going to take a while to drain this swamp. But I think, given enough time, we can chase those commie savages out of the government and, be free again.
Chatty. Was that a question for Annie?
What's that?
Was that a question for Annie?
It was more of a statement.
Yeah. Do you agree with Kevin Downey Jr.?
I do agree. I absolutely do agree with that. It's hard for me, knowing what I know now and experiencing what I try to be optimistic, and I ultimately have to give it to God, and because this has haunted me for 5 years. And, but yeah, I do agree with that. My biggest fear right now is that we're all going to be persecuted if we don't win the midterms and the White House. What happens when another Democratic president comes in and we have a different administration, especially if Kamala or somebody like that wins? What's going to happen to all of us?
Well, I will tell you this, Chatty Annie. I feel the same fear. And for some reason, I know that November 3rd of this year is going to be a major turning point for we the people. I see it, I feel it where I go. There's still a lot of haters out there, and they're the loudest mouths, which really get me angry. But we got a great answer for them, right, Johnny, when we see them on the side of the road?
Take it easy, Karen.
Take it easy, Karen. That's what we tell them. But there are so many people that love what we're doing. I was on Kevin Downey Jr.'s radio show, Long Island News Radio, from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. Kevin Downey Jr. show. And we had gotten calls from all over the country asking us to keep going.
Yep.
That there are so many that love what we're doing, love the friends that we've made, because really this January 6th community, to me, I want the warehouse to be a voice for all of yous. And what I found out is that many of yous don't know each other, haven't even met each other. So when we got together outside of Pittsburgh about a month or so ago, when I first met you, fell in love with you right away too, by the way. And I see Shane Jenkins, a man's man, right, Johnny Boy? We had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah.
And then when I certainly met Rob and Olivia Moores and their story. We were down on Freedom Corner many times. We helped establish Freedom Corner with, well, actually it was rocking and rolling pretty well with Mickey Whithoff, Ashley Babbitt's mom, Nicole Reffett, and Tammy Perryman. A lot of great people, Sarah Maccabee, Jen Baker. I want to give everybody a voice, and I love what you're doing, and I'm glad that you're not afraid to speak, because we need to get this story out. We need to get every one of their stories out. Some guys, though, are a little bit radical, like our friend Jake Lang, who was one of the platinum singers of the Star Spangled Banner. Now, you could not have been there because you were locked up in a women's jail. But Jake is doing his own thing. I kind of like the way he's bringing attention to some truths. He's trying to use it in a way, not necessarily the way that I like to do it. He came in to New York with a pig one time to roast in front of Kami Mandani's house. There was a bomb thrown at some of the guys that work here at the warehouse at their feet. And, you know, with Jake Lang comes danger. You know, and my voice is a little more subtle. I like to use the voice in the wilderness. John the Baptist declared it coming. I'm going to make the same declaration. Jesus Christ is coming back. This nation is coming back to we the people. And I think you're going to love that. And I'm going to love it because I know it's happening. I know it's happening. And you know what else is happening? Next segment, we're going to be doing some music, like trivia type questions. So it challenges your music knowledge, Chatty. If you don't mind, we'd like you to participate with us. My special nephew, Luke the Nuke, he knows everything about music in and out. We'll be back after, I think, the cartoon for Sharia law, Gino's Underwear.
Yeah.
I was born in the Lone Star State beneath the Texas sky. I can rope and ride like Daddy, and I never ever cried. But now the world's a-changing. Girls must cover up to their eyes. Don't wanna be sold to some old man. I'd really rather die. So just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Sharia law's not welcome over here. Just go home. Take your medieval rules and stick them in your ear. Just go home. Your Sharia law will never rule our land. Just go home. We've got the Second Amendment to help you understand. Just go home. Just go home. Just go home. Take your hijabs back, better pack your burqas too. Just go home. God's blessed Texas and the other 49 too. Just go home. Don't Sharia my Texas, just go home. Don't Sharia my Texas, just go home. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas that I'm a-gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, it nearly broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more will part. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas that I'm gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her,
right, thank you.
You know, I think that was Chatty Catty. They used you as the cowgirl. What do you think?
Definitely. That was definitely me.
Yeah, I thought it was you too. That's what I thought about. Now Johnny and I went down to Texas to get that to see the opening for that. Chris Bugard, who was a real advocate for, truths, right? So he's really pushing out this movie, The Alamo, because all of our attention starts with the Russia hoax, the Ukraine hoax, the January 6th, the pandemic hoax. I mean, it's just one right after the other. Chris has been really bringing out these documentaries, and one of the ones that I remember first was Capital Punishment, which was a documentary about January 6th. And he really nailed it with that. Then he did the War on Truth, was another document. Chris Burgard, I'd love to send you the links on them, Chatty, and you can see what some of these people have been doing on behalf of the January Sixers. And I'm just trying to bring it all together and sharing that with you. Very grateful to have you today on the show. We have a lightning round for music. Are you ready for this? Chatty, you ready?
I'm ready.
You
I'm
ready?
ready.
All right, here's how it goes. I'm going to start with you because ladies go first. I'm going to have a statement and you're going to answer it. And then John, then Kevin will either agree or disagree. And then Luke will give us the correct answer if you're wrong. Right? And a little history about it. Okay, here we go. This is Luke the Nuke Patriotic Music Flash Round, starting with Chatty Annie. Who sang God Bless the USA?
Oh, Lord. Originally?
The Lord did not write that one, Chatty. Look at Luke. He's all excited. You can pass it on to John.
I think I know who it is.
You did pass it on to John. Johnny?
Is it Lee
Go
Greenwood?
ahead, John.
Could be. He said Lee Greenwood. I don't know. Kevin?
Greenwood.
I'm going to agree with John, Lee Greenwood.
Luke, you tell me about
agree
it.
with Uncle John.
Now tell me about it. Who sang the song God Bless the USA?
Lee Greenwood.
You know anything about the song or Lee Greenwood?
I think it came out after September 11th.
I think he might have had this one for a while, but all right, that's okay, Luke. You don't need to know trivia on
Little
anything.
tidbit.
Yeah, it was good, though. Good shot. All right, here we go. Round. Next question. Finish it. I'm proud to be an...
American.
Johnny?
American.
American it is.
KDJ?
American indeed.
Luke?
American.
And who wrote that?
I'm proud to be an American. Lee Greenwood.
No,
that was,
man,
Toby
your
Keith.
boy. What's the matter? Didn't you have your Wheaties today? He was on fire last week, wasn't he, Kevin?
Yep.
All right, we're going to try it again. Here we go.
Was it Toby Keith, though?
Here's a tough one. Chatty, I'm sorry to start with you, but ladies first. It's Sharia law.
Oh, Lord.
I know. I have to laugh at my own material. Here we go. Tough one. Who wrote God Bless America?
Honey, I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. We're gonna put you at the end. This way we're gonna reverse
Lee
it up.
Greenwood.
Kevin.
No clue.
No clue? God Bless America? Johnny?
I know that's an old song, Aretha.
Is it Kate
No.
something?
Lukey, tell us.
Is it Kate?
Kate
They always
Smith.
played at the Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, she does. But she didn't write it. It was written by Irving Berlin. Midnight, did you know that? He didn't know it either.
Irving wrote that?
Irving wrote that song. Katie, we're not gonna Chatty. We're not gonna put you on the spot on the next one. We're gonna start with John because I'll put him on the
I
spot.
can't take this pressure. I don't think she knew there was two of us anyways.
Who made?
I didn't.
She kept calling you John.
She said, "Great question, Joe." I go, "It's John."
It's John that had that question. All right, Johnny.
She's bad enough. There's one Joe to box, and they got two. John the Blanket.
Johnny Blank. Johnny. Who made America the Beautiful famous with his legendary version?
Oh, America the Beautiful. Elvis Presley.
He did, but that wasn't the one we're looking for. KDJ?
Ray Charles.
Chatty Catty?
Ray Charles.
Luke?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, the blind guy, right?
You should know. You play that all
How
the
did he
time
write
in your
that?
band.
Yeah, you should have known that, Johnny. You're out. Next, we're starting with Kevin now. What patriotic song begins with Oh, say, can you see?
National anthem.
Wrong. The name of the song, Chatty Catty?
It's the national anthem. Oh,
It
wait.
is the-
Oh,
you're saying the national
yeah,
anthem?
it's the national anthem.
All right. What is it called, though, Johnny?
Stars and Stripes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm embarrassed.
The Star Spangled Banner.
There you go. That's the name of the song. It's not the national anthem's not the name of the song.
Star Spangled Banner.
The Star Spangled Banner. You all got that wrong. I can't believe it.
It's too much pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. All right, KDJ. Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
Francis Scott Key.
Johnny.
I'll go with that one.
Chatty
Francis
Catty.
Scott Key.
Yeah, Francis Scott.
Luke?
Gino.
Gino wrote it. I don't think Gino wrote that one.
He got a love
So
for Gino.
He does love Gino today. I can tell. He's missing him.
Yeah.
Chatty.
You said you weren't going to put her on the spot.
I'm
Go
gonna.
ahead.
She can handle it. She can handle anything. What song contains "From the Mountains to the Prairies"?
This land is my land.
Johnny.
Right?
I was just trying to
Close.
sing it all, but I think that's what she's correct, I think.
Oh, Johnny's
This land is
agreeing.
your land.
KDJ.
God bless America.
Lukey.
God bless America.
It's God Bless America.
Mm.
You guys, I'm telling you, you two are on the same team over there.
I'm going to go third for now
That's
on.
Johnny.
after
But
everybody
don't
gives an
confuse
answer.
me,
Let me
Johnny.
last.
That's Johnny Blanket.
Ask me last.
All right, here you go, last. What country legend, Lukey, I'm starting with you. What country legend recorded courtesy of the red, white, and blue?
Toby Keith.
KDJ?
Toby Keith.
Johnny?
I'm definitely
Why
not
did he get
Toby
such
Keith.
an
I got all
easy
those- I got all
question?
those
Toby
albums.
Keith.
Toby Keith. Oh, my goodness.
That
I
wasn't
see
a
she's
tough one.
already complaining.
A first time already.
All right, well, I'm going to help you with this one. Finish this. We'll put, Chatty, this is for you. We'll put a boot in your...
Your ass.
Yeah, you got that one right.
You know why? Because it's the American way.
It is the American way. KDJ?
Boot up the ass. It's the American way.
Yeah. Who wrote that, Luke?
Boot up your ass is the American way.
It sure is.
Toby Keith.
Toby Keith again. What a legend he was. I
Great
miss him.
Toby Keith. Yeah.
I miss him so much already. He was cranking
I've
out
seen
some
him
great
3
songs.
times.
All right, here you go. You're never going to get this one. So I'll start with you, Chatty. Who sang "Where Were You" when the world stopped turning? Where were you? It's a country western one. You going to get this, Luke? Alan Jackson. I'm not even going to put you through the pressure.
Alan Jackson.
Who this is standard material for you guys. Who recorded American Soldier?
Toby Keith.
You sounded just like Chatty Catty. It was her question, Luke. He helped you out with that one. Who sang "Only in America"? Only in America.
I know
Can
that
anybody
one.
get this one?
Yep.
Only in
You want
America.
my answer?
Yeah, sure, Johnny.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Only in America.
And he's a lefty, too.
Yeah, he is a lefty, but that's wrong, Johnny. It was not John Cougar.
Stinks when you find out their
Only
political opinion.
in
was it?
America. And I play these songs all the
Oh, ain't
time
that-
I was
outside the
going to go
van.
Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn it is. Catty, do you agree with Brooks and Dunn?
Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah. See, John, she's right. You're wrong.
Well,
Again. Gino's not here to get him wrong.
Again.
How about this one? Who recorded "Ragged Old Flag"? Ragged Old Flag.
Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann, the Ragged Old Flag. No, wasn't Chatty Raggedy Annie.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash it is. Kevin Downey Jr., my historian, knows everything about history, but music, not so much. Who sang this song? Some Gave All. Some gave all. All gave some.
I think that's
Chatty, want to jump in?
Montana's father, didn't he?
Yes.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus. Johnny Boy pulled that one out at the last minute. We got a minute and a half here to finish up. And then we come back for the final segment to really finalize our thoughts on January 6th and get Chatty Annie's final thoughts. So let's try and get through these real quick. What military song starts, and Johnny, don't answer this one. Which military song starts, from the halls of Montezuma? Anybody?
I got it.
The Marines.
The Marine Corps hymn. Agreed?
Or him, yeah.
Sure is. We're going to sing that on the way out because I
Shores
love
of
that song.
Tripoli.
My father's a
You
Marine.
got to give her a few more seconds to answer the question, though.
Oh, yeah? Did I not enough time? Sorry, Chatty.
Luke jumped in there. We can't help ourselves when we know
It was
the
Gina
answer.
Visconti that wrote it.
Which brand of the military uses anchors away? Chatty?
The Navy?
Was that a question or an answer?
I'm pretty sure it's the Navy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. She's right. She got it right, Luke.
Well, there's an anchor.
In the Navy. Which branch song is... This is crazy. Which branch song, Johnny, this is tough for you. The Army Goes Rolling On. Which branch is that one?
I would say it's the Army.
Makes sense, right?
I concur.
What a question that was. You think that my right is... Whoever wrote that one, you're fired. That was ridiculous. And again, another one. Which branch uses the U.S. Air Force? Okay, there you go. Which branch uses the U.S. Air Force Wild Blue Yonder? Let me guess.
The Air Force.
Great Lukey. He is so on his game. With 16 seconds left, what bugle call is traditionally played at military funerals? Anybody? On the way out. Chatty Annie got it. You're the winner, Chatty Annie. We'll see you on the other side of this commercial. Woo-hoo!
This is the voice of Tina Peters. Unfortunately, this is the only way I can speak to you tonight. I look forward to the day I can speak to you with my real voice. Thank you for gathering here tonight. I especially want to thank Andrew Womack and the Truth and Liberty Coalition for the Samuel Whitmore Award. I am very humbled by your recognition of my service. There are so many others I feel should be in this place receiving this award, but you chose me. With accepting this award carries with it much responsibility. Having put my hand to the plow, I cannot turn back, and neither can you. Our country, as you know, is in a dire place in history, a nation just 250 years old, founded on God and liberty. We must, every one of us, ask God, what is our part? Use me, Lord. You've mentioned courage. I say, you don't know how much courage you have until that is your only choice. And character and integrity is what you do when no one else sees. Every day in prison is very difficult, from threats, assault, loud chaos, and unfair treatment. The only thing they cannot take from me is honesty, integrity, and my faith, which gives me the courage to continue on, and that I'm fulfilling his purpose for me and this nation. It's been 5 long years since I exposed the truth. Millions in legal fees, and I'm still here in prison. Your financial support, letters, and informing people of my incarceration are appreciated deeply in my heart. For me, though, the pain comes not from the lack of recognition of me, but what I expose. Every time I see on the news a Spanberger, a Mondami, Virginia redistricting, New Jersey, and others being selected, I know what is responsible. The cure is closed races, the obvious 51% machine manipulation. We can do other measures like mail-in voting, ID, etc. But in the end, when you are using the machines that are programmed to achieve the measure, whether it's higher taxes here in Colorado, abortion, elected officials, it will all be selected by the machine. I lost my liberty. Protect your rights, all of them. Now they're trying to take my voice. Be my voice. Tell the truth. Persevere. Please warn our officials before it's too late. The proof is at tinapeters.us, the expert forensic report, and the reason that I'm here in prison. Please don't let my sacrifice continue on without exposing why. Psalm 20 says, "May he grant us according to our heart's desire, all to fulfill our purpose. We will rejoice in our salvation in the name of our God. We will set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all of our petitions. With the saving strength of his right hand, we have risen and stand upright. And I will not back down, give up, or give in. May the King answer when we call. Thank you so much, and God bless you all, and God bless our nation.
I play that as in lieu of a commercial because Tina Peters, I mean, we went to January 6th because we knew that the election was stolen. Tina Peters had the absolute proof in Maricopa County, and she was shut down and arrested, and I think she was in jail for almost 5 years. And she was presidential pardoned, just like you were, Chatty, and the other J6s were pardoned. But the state kept her in for another year after that. I think just recently she's been released, and I do know that Lara Logan will be here at the warehouse on our 100th episode with Tina Peters. But I play that because just like you, and just like the 1,500 that you mentioned earlier, these people, innocent people, had done time for us. And that's what makes you the incredible patriot that I believe you are. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to ask you one more question in this final segment. And I'll end with my last question. But what happened to January 6th defendants and their families that America needs, what does America need to hear about this? What happened to the American families? Can you help me with that answer, Chatty?
Freedom isn't free. It's very fragile. It's very delicate. We take it for granted every day. We were all blessed to be born in this great land, and we take that for granted. And just as, you know, I'm talking to you right now, that ability could be taken away tomorrow. And a couple weeks ago when I made my speech, Joe, you were present. I said they took away our voices, you know, but they can never take away our love for this country or each other. And it's so important to stick together. And for so many years, I stayed quiet. They mandated that I stayed off of social media. They took my platforms. It was actually in my bail conditions, my bond condition, not to engage in politics. And so after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I decided enough was enough. That emboldened me. It really hurt me. But that's why I started speaking out between the pardon I received and Charlie losing his life. I felt like America needed me. I really truly believe in my heart of hearts that the people inflicted and the families inflicted because of these evil people on January 6th, we all were predestined by God to do his work. And that's what we need to do. And, you know, just if you need the courage, reach out. I'm here for anybody that needs it. I have a book coming out, which is my life work. It'll be done the end of this month, and I can't wait for everyone to read it.
We want to open that up out here. I would love to have that, your book opening here, your signing here. We'll fill the house for you because you do have an incredible story. As I've been meeting all these Jane Sixers, you in particular, I feel like they really, the Trump campaign or the people that you were working with let you down, and that just thinking about that bothers me. We have a few minutes left. You guys want to address Chatty? I know you want to ask her a favorite song, right, Luke? Okay.
What cigar she smokes?
Yeah? All right. Luke always likes to know from our guests what your favorite song is or your favorite artist. And if you do smoke cigars, what cigars do you like?
I know she's.
I tried a cigar once and I threw up, but I inhaled. So that probably was the problem. My favorite song is so hard to choose.
Jesus, did you say? That's a beautiful song.
I love that.
Yeah, that is a beautiful song.
I would have to say "Spirit Lead Me."
Beautiful.
Spirit Lead Me. You know that
Yes.
song? Whoever wrote that, I just felt they were very in tune with the Lord, and it got me through some of my darkest days.
Spirit lead us. I love it. I'm going to put that on the closing song. Johnny Boy.
I don't have any question like that for music and stuff. I just, I feel so terrible that all the people, you and everybody else that went through this nightmare, put on us from our government, the people that are in charge, so that they can keep their power. And what a scary thing, like if we do not kill in this midterms, we could face this again. And that's pretty scary.
Absolutely. I think under Biden we saw actual tyranny. I mean, I don't think we did. I know we did. When he's got the FBI and the CIA paying social media outlets to shadow ban us and silence us, when he's rounding up political prisoners. I mean, this is third world nonsense right here in the U.S. And if, John, you're right, if the Democrats take the White House, and they will again someday, I promise you they will. Once they do, they've already said that they're planning revenge. They're coming after Trump. They're going to impeach Trump. They're going to impeach J.D. Vance, Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth. They're going to impeach everyone and try to take him out of office. That's what's coming our way. We are up against actual, real tyranny here in the United States. It's here. It's now. Now's the time to vote it away, folks. Because if you don't vote it away now, you're going to have to shoot. You're going to have to shoot it away in a couple of years. That's what I think. What do you think, John?
I think that they can take our voice away, but they can't take our guns away. So, and that was the main basis for the Constitution and our smart forefathers that set that up so that we couldn't be taken over. You know, our issues are really deep. We have so much corruption all the way through. Every freaking program is people stealing from us. And then we got these corrupt politicians that are running it. And now the Sharia law taking over. I'm worried for our country, but I still have faith in Jesus, and I know that outcome is going to be for the good, and some people are going to hang.
Chatty, can you comment on that?
I agree with everything they both just said. I'm terrified for the future, but I have faith in our Lord, and I think that all of the things that happen need to kind of happen. I look at my story in particular as I was being prepared. As painful as it was, as horrific as it was, I was being prepared to do what I'm doing now, and that's how I've had to look at it. And I really believe that with my heart. And I think that we need to focus on the good people in our country and the patriots. And that's why I love what you're doing, Joe, because I just think it's fantastic that you're bringing all of us together. I didn't meet another J6er until this year. The past year, and Shane was the first one that I met, and I gotta tell you, it's like they're my brothers and my sisters, and it's just an amazing feeling to have a family, because a lot of my family abandoned me after that. You know?
It's heartfelt because I've seen it happen, and I can see it even in my own life, because I am such a radical America First guy, and God directs me on where I go. So I don't really. It bothers me though, because people that I knew at one time, we're not in flavor of trying to live this great life that we had. What a great life I had growing up. Me and Johnny Blanket, we had everything we ever wanted. My parents were wonderful to us. Sure, they disciplined us when we needed it. John more than me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was the evil twin.
John way more than me. Did I say that, Mom? I know she's watching.
But things are happening good. I had got a little tidbit of information that the FAA, the flights, all that information with people flying, they are turning that over to ICE. So anybody that gets on a plane, the ICE is going to know who they are and start arresting them. So I think the good things are going to come.
Yeah, I believe we should be very positive about what's happening, because I know that I am. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my prayers. This country is waking up. All you got to do is go down the block, and you see the people wearing, the shabibs and stuff. And Chatty, have you gotten your shabib fixed for yourself? And have you gotten one that works for you in nice colors?
I will never. You could slit my throat.
Well, that's what they'll do.
They're probably healthy underneath that, too, because it's like a sauna bath, when it's really hot.
John had pointed out that it's very nice because the women don't have to put on so much makeup anymore now, right?
Yeah, they get hours, they're never on time, always fixing themselves up. All you got to do is throw the bed sheet on.
Yeah, throw that bed sheet on your head. We got to go out, honey.
An eyeliner.
No, that's not the way it is. That's not the American way. That's why I feel very strongly. They are making so much noise and embarrassing themselves with their lies that are so obvious. Now they're trying to twist it and tell us that they're into what we're happening. We're not going to take it. We got 2 minutes left, and I
have a question for Chatty.
Oh, Chatty, we got one for you from Luke. Go ahead,
got
Luke.
one.
Is there any social media that we can follow you on, or see where you?
Does she do a podcast, maybe?
Do you do podcasts?
Yeah, how does Luke follow you? Great question.
I'm starting my podcast very, very soon. I do lives every day on TikTok. Unfortunately, the Meta, Mark Zuckerberg hates me, so I'm banned for the next year from going live on IG and Facebook. But you can find me on social media, every platform, Chatty Annie Official.
I love the work that
Chatty
you're
and
doing.
official.
Yeah, we got that. I love what you're doing. I love that last video you did where you came in. You're going to be live at 12 o'clock. I thought that was fantastic. 1 minute left, and I just want from you, Chatty, what should history ultimately remember January 6th for? You got a minute to close this out.
The day that we almost lost our republic.
Wow. We didn't,
Period.
though. Because we didn't lose that because of people like you that weren't afraid to stand up and get in front of the breach and stand up for what you believed. You did everything right as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sorry that you were treated that way. But you can find more about Chatty Annie on our website because we're going to link to her. We're going to share her story. We're going to bring you in here. We want your book in here. We're going to do a lot of January 6th events coming at the warehouse. We'll be bringing in people. I believe Lego Man Productions is something else. Shane has a show. We got Freedom Front Porch going on. The ladies that were there praying every night at Freedom Corner. I got to tell you all about them, Chatty. You'd love to talk to them. I know it because they were talking about you for a long time. God bless America. God bless you, Chatty. We love you.
God bless. I love you.
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of hope, a symbol